Hello, 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 everyone. What is going on? James here, and today I bring to you my Halo games tier list. All right, then, let's get into this then. Here is the Halo tier list. We have Halo CE, 2, 3, ODST, etc., etc. We have all the games there. So, yeah, let's get into this then. So, first one is Halo CE. Gotta be GOAT. No, sorry. Amazing. Amazing. The main reason I don't put it in GOAT is because it's aged all right, but to me, because I've played it back on the MCC, and for the time, it shaped games, first person shooting. I know there was, what was it, Doom. I know, but that was like Doom, and was it Wolfenstein, which was also um, sort of like a 2D, 3D shooter. But as I say, those were like 2D, 3D shooters, those really old games. Sorry if I got any of that wrong, correct me in the comments. But yeah, so it did shape games. But the thing is, they do use big locations, which is cool. The enemies are good. The story's amazing. The concept, everything. It does well at creating a big universe. You have different enemies. You have the stuff going on with the elites going after the humans. Then you have the flood rolling in, and you're like, geez, what the hell is going on? And you have characters like Captain Key, Sergeant Johnson, Cortana, 343 Guilty Spark, and obviously the man, the myth, the legend, Master Chief. Very, very interesting. And obviously the twist was really good, how he's, well, actually the bad guy and actually trying to destroy the universe to get rid of the flood. But the thing is, it was his program, wasn't it? That's what he's programmed to do. So is he really that bad? And in his head, even though it's his program, he'd rather there be no universe than the flood take over the universe. But that still isn't the right thing to do. But you can sort of get where he's coming from because it's his program. But yeah, it's an interesting villain dynamic. That's what I mean by that. Is like, he's not doing this for the sake of it or some bizarre get back at the universe or whatever, like trying to get revenge on the universe because he's had a hard robot life or whatever. I don't know. But yeah, interesting story. Wasn't there, like, there was local multiplayer, wasn't there? So you had to be in the same house or same area or whatever to play with each other, which must have been all right. Magnum very overpowered, but all the weapons very unique, very distinctive. I don't really mind the Magnum being overpowered. I guess with these early games, you do have like one overpowered weapon, I suppose. Doesn't ruin the game or anything for me though. What I will say, as I say, playing it back, a lot of the locations did sort of like blend together, and they were insanely dark. I know people like that dark aesthetic because it's going into the unknown, but personally, uh, it just seems a bit, where am I going? What's going on? And I suppose those work for horror games, but Halo's a sci-fi game. And I just want to go to the next location. I don't really want to be bumbling and fumbling around, but it's still amazing nonetheless. So yeah, amazing rank. Halo 2, definitely GOAT straight away. Just totally GOAT. But yeah, Halo 2 being in GOAT, I mean, it pretty much everything that's great about the first Halo, it's just upgraded, and it's just upgraded and just made really well. I mean, you've got dual wielding, there's more variety in the campaign missions, the story's better, we get to see the perspective of the elites, you've got more villains, obviously. It's just insanely interesting. You've still got the flood rolling in, it's just so cool, so much fun, so much going on. It feels like there's a lot more at stake. You actually, fight on Earth as well. It's not just everything on a Halo ring. There's amazing action. It's expanded more. Everything just feels like a lot more is put into the game. What can I say? It's just phenomenal. Dual wielding. Um, Chief's new look, very cool. With the Mark 6. So yeah, overall amazing game, phenomenal, one of the best games ever, really, in my opinion. Just utterly amazing, and it brought online multiplayer, which shaped the competitive, like, gaming scene, and it's just phenomenal. Obviously, the BR is a bit overpowered. Well, he's very overpowered, but still, it isn't really game breaking or anything. Obviously, it's a bit annoying when things aren't balanced, but everyone gets that weapon, So, it's whatever, really. It's, you can get skill with that weapon. It still takes it takes more skill to be good with that BR and strafe than it does with the Magnum from Halo CE. So, yep, amazing. As I say, phenomenal. One of the best games ever. The multiplayer maps are just all brilliant, and it's just great fun. What can I say? So yeah, let's go on to Halo 3, best game ever. I mean, some people don't like the Halo 3 story ain't as good as Halo 2's, and no one's going to pretend that it is. But at the same time, it's got the best multiplayer, added Forge, added decent customization, added a proper ranking system. The maps are also great. I mean, I know like Halo 1 had massive maps, you know, like Blood Gulch, which is iconic. Halo 2 had some fairly big maps, but 3, I just think like the maps are just great. They're just very memorable, very fun. I know some of them were remade from Halo 2, but still nonetheless great fun. It just was insanely balanced too. It was cool how I know, like in Halo 2, you could pick up things to help you, but in Halo 3, you've got the shield drainer. Obviously, the overshield still, you've got an invisibility thing that you can pick up. I know you can pick them up in the other games, but still, you've got a cloak, not a cloaking thing, you know, the thing you put down and like loads of red dots pop up on your map to confuse people. That's really cool. You've got a flare one. You've also got a bubble shield one. It just adds to the gameplay and it seems really cool, to be honest. So, yeah, amazing game. Just next level, utterly phenomenal, as I say. But yeah, so Halo 3, best game ever in my opinion. Halo ODST, yeah, amazing. Yeah, gotta put it up there. I mean, I know a lot of Halo fans that really love this one because of Firefight. I think Firefight was a great addition, and also story was obviously great too. But the dynamic of not having a shield as a Spartan, you know, not having like shielded armor, it's sort of it's like regular humans becoming super soldiers, so you don't have that shield which protects you, which is really really cool in my opinion. You know, the free roam aspect too was great fun. Characters were decent fun. Yeah, it was just all around like a really great game, to be honest. It would have been nice. I know it's just, I mean, for a DLC expansion to Halo 3, it's just like legendary. I know that it's its own game, but it's just meant to be a little like extra thing, isn't it, really? But it would have been nice if it had its own multiplayer too, if I'm being brutally honest. Would have been very, very, very nice. It's cool how this game proved that you don't have to follow Master Chief to have a good Halo story as well. You can have other characters and you can have it be interesting and it just expands the Halo universe really well. Halo Wars, this is very, 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 very difficult because good. It's really, really difficult in my opinion, mainly because it feels something that we all want. When you were young, you probably think to yourself, oh, it'd be so cool to have Marines, control an army of elites, have all the Halo vehicles, have, you know, Warthogs, Mongooses, Scorpions at your disposal, Pelicans, Hornets, all that jazz. And it fills a niche, definitely. The campaign's great. The cutscenes are next level beautiful for 2009. So, yeah, the game came out in early 2009 and the cutscenes were just next level phenomenal. As I say, the characters were cool. It was cool how we get an Arbiter as an enemy too. Obviously, you know, you can... I was going to say, right, though, quickly, with the multiplayer, it was decent fun and the maps were decent size and all that for considering it was on console. But, you know, all you really needed was 3 Spartans to get in tanks and then you pretty much won every game. That was from what I remember. I'm not really that good at strategy games, but that's from what I remember. I'm not really bothered about strategy games in general, really, but, you know, when it's a big franchise that you love, like something like Halo, Star Wars, Lord of the Rings, etc., it's just nice to be able to control a whole army. It fills a niche and, yeah, pretty cool. What can I say? Reach, I mean, come on. Amazing. I know there are a lot of valid complaints, but they're not really game breaking for me. Like, I'd definitely put it above Halo CE. Sorry. Like, I know there's a lot of fans out there who are like, oh man, I absolutely love Halo CE. It's the best game ever. How dare you? It did so much for gaming, it shaped gaming. Yeah, I agree, but Halo Reach just has loads to it. But the criticisms are valid, but they're not like massive game changers for me, in my opinion. So yeah, they're not massive game changers for me, really. It still makes the game a lot of fun, very, very kick-ass, very great time. But yeah, I'll go over the good things then. Ranking system, amazing, phenomenal. I love the credit system as well. Armor system, I mean, you could like change your knees. You could get like a little thing on you. You could change what you have on one of your legs. You can mix up what shoulder things you get, and there's so many different shoulder armors too, so many different chest armors, helmets. You get helmet attachments too. The customization system was just phenomenal. You had playable elites. The Forge and the custom games were just next level amazing for the time. People were just madly creative with the Forge and the custom games, just brilliant. It was just so cool. You can, I know this isn't a big deal, but you can make all sorts of, there was just a load of different Spartan colors as well. Loads of different shades and everything, which is really cool. What I liked about it though a lot is that this doesn't make it like, this isn't the only thing that makes it great, but pretty much what I really like is in the campaign, you're that Spartan. It's sort of like, all right, every other Halo game, it's Master Chief or it's the ODST or whoever. But in this, it's you. You are this Spartan. However you customize it, that's what will be in the game. And that's what I really, really like about it. That's just one aspect that's great. But as I say, ranking custom games, Forge, phenomenal. Invasion's great. Being able to play as the elites is great. Campaign, pretty good. The space mission was decent fun. A little bit dated now, but I loved it for the time. Still decent fun. Story's decent fun. Characters decent fun. Fighting the elites and brutes and all that jazz, before like the events before Halo CE and all that stuff, and seeing the fall of Reach and how they end up where they end up. Yeah, like good fun, Nothing special really. It's just cool to see all the sacrifices that went to like Halo, all the events of Halo occurring. It just seems really, really cool to me. The mission where you've what is it, New Alexandria, where you're flying around the city, that was fun. Yeah, it's just like decent fun. It's definitely one of the weaker campaigns, but it's still a shit ton of fun. If I was ranking it by campaign, I'd say Halo 2, Halo 3, Halo 1, Halo ODST, Halo Reach. That's how I'd rank all the campaigns, really. Like but it's still a lot of fun, don't get me wrong, but that's how I rank all them campaigns. And then obviously, well, Halo Wars. But yeah, Reach is an amazing game. Nonetheless, absolutely love it. Let's talk about the bad stuff quickly. Sorry. Yeah, even though subjectively I absolutely love it, objectively there are some bad things. Armor abilities, not really that good. Not even gonna lie, it makes the multiplayer not balanced. The maps, it's just all stuff from the campaign, isn't it? Really, that's the problem. It is all stuff from the campaign. Which, if all these were original maps, you'd think, yeah, okay, like good, I guess. Like they're not even that great anyway. But you think, okay, good. But it's like they didn't want to be creative. They just stuck with the save option. And oh yeah, we're just going to use parts of the campaign as maps. And like the maps, so that's what makes the maps bad for me. The maps themselves aren't necessarily bad. You can, if these were original creations, you'd be, and not just ripped from the campaign, you'd be like, yeah, good. But because they're not being creative, you just think you've just taken the lazy option here, and it's just a bit annoying. They're not awful maps, but yeah, it's just a bit, yeah, So yeah, multiplayer wasn't that balanced. Maps not that good. Missile Bloom was very annoying. Armor abilities, yeah. I mean, there's not really much else to say. That's really that bad about it, to be honest. I still put it amazing. I don't regret that decision, to be honest. So yeah, Halo 4. Now, this is difficult. This is difficult because I didn't like it originally, mainly because the custom games weren't good. I felt like the multiplayer was just. Let's put it in the good section. Very, very difficult one, to be honest, because campaign, originally I didn't like because I was like, oh, you're meant to be Chief. Chief is meant to be you. You're not a character. You are you, and Chief is meant to be your perspective. But in reality, it's nice that Chief has more character, and it shows that he cares about Cortana. All the additional characters were okay. It was pretty much Halo 3, that ending, when Master Chief gets frozen in space. You think to yourself, all right, then, he's in cryosleep now. They've pretty much got the perfect ending because they can continue it if they want to. Because doesn't Requiem show on the legendary ending? So they're leaving it open a bit. Bungie were. So I mean, they were leaving it open a bit. So he's in cryosleep. The world saved. The Covenant and the Flood are beat. Guilty Sparks beat. Everything's safe. Chief is like, wait me when you need me. So when will he be needed? Will he ever be needed? And that's a really good ending because it leaves it open for another one, but they can pretty much end it there if they want. If I was in charge, would have I ended it there? I would have. I'll tell you what I would have done, right? I would have definitely left it way longer. I wouldn't have left it for 5 years. I probably would have had wanted Halo. I would have made Halo games in between. And the thing is, whether they work out or not, like maybe a Halo Reach 2, what happened on Reach and all that stuff. They could have done Halo Wars 2 in between the time of Reach and because I would have probably brought out Halo 4 in 2020 or 2019 or even like 2021 or 2022. I really would have left it for ages and ages and ages, just so they could make a really phenomenal game. And that pretty much would have probably been the end for me there. Like, I probably would have left it as Halo 4, to be honest. In like 2020, 2021, 2022, 2019. I pretty much would have left it there, but they made it in 2012, and I mean, that was pretty much the end of Chief's story, really. That was the end. Like, he retires. That's it. He's done. The Prometheans weren't really that fun to fight, and I didn't find the villain interesting who had like the Force. You know, I didn't really find him who could, like, you know, well, telekinesis. I didn't really find him that interesting, really. He was a bit naff. The remaining Covenant who came, like the random Covenant groups who were like still against the humans, they were all right. There ain't really a lot to say about them, to be honest. I mean, it's just the Covenant again, and the Prometheans are meant to compensate for the flood and all that jazz. And I mean, it's all right. The Forge is pretty much the same as Reaches, but the reason why I'm not much of a fan is because it was exactly the same, so barely any upgrades. So people weren't making any custom games, really. And there wasn't like a massive map, and also you didn't have a Falcon or a Hornet, which was really annoying, or a Pelican or a Phantom. I know Pelicans and Phantoms weren't in previously, but the thing is, they could have put a Pelican in because you had it in one of the campaign missions, so I don't know why they didn't put it in the Forge or whatever, or have it as something in multiplayer, like one of the multiplayer maps. I don't know. I guess it would be a bit OP in multiplayer, but at least have it in Forge. Like, come on. The customization was quite crap. The graphics looked a bit rubbery. I don't usually like commenting on graphics too much because it's not really fair, because some games come out years and years ago and some games come out in the future. But they like, some games come out years later, and obviously it's a given that they're going to have better graphics, and great graphics is cool, but it doesn't really, it's one of the last things you think about with a game, like the quality of the game. But they all look really rubbery. The maps were good, don't get me wrong, like the maps were cool. Dominion was great. That big robotic walker vehicle, what's it called? The Mantis, I'm pretty sure. That was decent fun. I mean, the ranking I didn't really like because it seemed quite easy to get to level 130. Oh, no, I was going to say that about Reach quickly. Sorry to cut everything off. But Reach's ranking system, I absolutely loved it. People who got to inherit it, you think, bloody hell, they spent a lot of time grafting that. That was amazing, the ranking system. But Halo 4's, it seemed quite easy to get to 130. The customization was awful, and just the good things about it, the map, the campaign. Forge wasn't really bad, just sort of the same as Reaches, except you didn't have a massive map like the Forge world in Halo Reach. What else is there really to say? Not much else, really. I mean, the maps were cool, Dominion was cool. The multiplayer, I didn't really like. It just seemed like it was cool to have the BR back, and it seemed very balanced, and it was cool how they nerfed the armor abilities. Like, the jetpack wasn't as OP as it used to be, and everything else wasn't too OP. But the thing is, on multiplayer, you could just get the fast reload perk, and you could like get the Promethean vision, and then you're pretty much going to dominate everyone, aren't you, really? And that was a bit annoying. That made it sort of unbalanced. And being able to call in drops after like being able to call in drops after you get a kill streak, that's a little bit just didn't really feel like Halo to me. Just sort of felt like something. The multiplayer felt like something with a like, the map quality did feel good, don't get me wrong, but like, I don't know, just it felt a bit off, the multiplayer did, but overall, like, it's good. I'm not going to like crap on it for the sake of it. These two definitely average. I mean, for what you get, like, it's only like £3.99 Spartan Assault and Spartan Strike. I don't really like that it's a simulation, and definitely from what I've heard, better on mouse and keyboard than bloody on the phone. Apparently the touch screen, playing this game on touch screen just ain't very good. I don't really want to say it's bad because, like, okay, say if you had to pay 20 quid for Spartan Assault and Spartan Strike, trash. In the trash any day of the week. And these games don't really appeal to me that much. And as I say, the story wasn't really the best. It was all a simulation, but I suppose, like, it takes all the risk away. But overall, I mean, not too bad. What can I say? Not too bad. There ain't like loads I can say about it, really. It's just, from what I've seen, not too bad. Halo 5, I'm not gonna just straight up shit on it and be like it's awful or trash. It's definitely bad, though. I'm not even gonna lie. Like, it is not a good game at all. Like, the multiplayer just felt ridiculously fast. Everyone just seemed mad competitive, and I know it just felt like there was no chill. It's always all over the place, and the campaign was awful. It was marketed as like an agent going after Chief, and sort of a passing of the torch in a way, and where Chief is potentially the bad guy or whatever. And he, wants to find Cortana, even though they really should have ended it at Halo 4. I guess continuing it. I mean, this story was just horrible, and hopefully they can make up for it in Halo Infinite. I really, really hope so. Probably not though. It's probably still going to be crap, but hey ho, there you go. It is what it is. I mean, Halo. The only really good, the majority of it was crap. I mean, Warzone was pretty much pay to win with the bloody FIFA card pack system. What the hell was all that about? The ranking system was a bit better than Halo 4's in an aspect, a little bit better. But I mean, because it did take ages like to get to the highest rank. But custom games and Forge, amazing. Warzone I didn't like. I guess Breakout was kind of okay. Maps very forgettable. Strafing was pretty much useless because you could just crouch really, really quick as you go from side to side. So it was just a bit crap, really, in my opinion. The zoom into the side, the zooming boost thing. I mean, it was all right. The ground and pound, I mean, that was. It didn't really. The thing is, things like that do take away the skill aspect, in my opinion. You wouldn't see this in Rainbow Six Siege or Battlefield or old Halo games, would you? You wouldn't see it. It just seems like it takes away the skill aspect and it seems a little bit more fluky. But yeah, I mean, everything was pretty much crap about it, in my opinion. Apart from the Forge and custom games, everything else just rubbish. But it's not awful or trash. Like it's just really bad by Halo standards. Halo Wars 2, it's definitely here. It's definitely good. Thing is, I only played the multiplayer and played like a bit of one mission of the campaign just because I was CBA. When I originally got it in 2017, I wasn't playing Xbox as much as I used to, but I was definitely more of an online gamer. But from what I have heard, one person told me the story's crap, but from what I've heard, most people said the story's pretty decent. Yeah, most people said the story's pretty decent and the multiplayer. Thing is, at first it was like a rock, paper, scissors aspect like this. If you pick this person and use their troops, they'll beat this person, blah, 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 blah. But then it sort of became a pay to win, which wasn't really that good. But in this, all you needed was 3 Spartans in tanks, and then you pretty much won the whole thing. So I mean, but it pretty much upgraded everything from Halo Wars 1 and made it better, so you can't really crap on it. Yeah, I think this is appropriate putting it here. Thing is, I'm not really much of a fan of strategy games, but I do try and call it as it is to the best of my ability. And yeah, from what I've seen and from what I remember, yeah, I think it deserves to be here. MCC. Now, originally, I probably, because obviously we talking about Halo 2 Anniversary, but it's got all the Halo games in one. Because originally I thought, okay, they're just doing Halo 2 Anniversary, they're going to remaster the multiplayer, etc., etc., and they did. And there's some aspects that I like about the Halo 2 multiplayer remaster. It sort of felt a bit more balanced in some aspects, but I didn't really like how you could shoot things in the air and all the rocks would fall down and the waterfall aspect to it as well. I didn't really like that. I mean, I don't really. And the problem was with it is that like the cutscenes was amazing and the remaster of Halo 2 was cool, but the problem is the multiplayer service was crap till about 2018. They've added loads of updates and made the Forge really cool, and yeah, I'll probably put it up here, to be honest. It's all the Halo games in one. Overall, it's pretty good apart from the servers. Like it is a bit unfair, like, you know, to compare it to anything. But the thing is, it is all those games in one. You do have to judge it for what it is. It's pretty much brought the Halo multiplayer back. Pretty cool. Oh no, average, definitely average. I mean, very, very, very average in my opinion. Just insanely average. Now, the remaster, some people are like, oh, I prefer it when it's all dark and you can't really see where you're going. Personally, I like the graphics better in this. Like, it looks more detailed, looks cooler. It shows everything off better. But it wasn't really groundbreaking. It was just sort of like Reach graphics, wasn't it, really? So it wasn't really groundbreaking, or very similar to Reach graphics because, well, obviously it was a year later, like a year after Reach came out. So, and the multiplayer, they didn't bother remastering the multiplayer property. It was just all Reach graphics. And it's like, you know, you want to make it its own thing. You want to give it its own unique vibe. And doing this doesn't really give it its own unique vibe, in my opinion. It's just sort of, I don't know. I don't know. Just, yeah, it didn't really seem that good. The graphic, as I say, when you do a remaster, you need to add some new stuff. You can't just rehash stuff, or you need to make like Halo 2's graphics and Halo 2's remaster. Like the Halo 2 graphics in the cutscenes were like groundbreaking, and the MCC overall was just like good fun. But even the Halo 2 multiplayer, apart from like shooting stuff and things falling down, it was yeah, like good, you know. But like Halo CE Anniversary, it's yeah, take it or leave it. So there you go then. This is my tier list for the Halo games. Now, I'll do my subjective list right now. Actually, yeah. Probably, I mean, this is the one I've played a crap ton. Just because all the Halo games are on there, all the good Halo games. I really don't. I'm sorry. No. Okay. No. Let's put it in average because, like, it fills a niche. Halo 5. Sorry, it's just trash now. Yeah, trash. I just don't care for these. And Halo, it's really difficult subjectively. I do have a good time with it, but overall, yeah, it's still good. So that is my subjective list. So yeah, hopefully, well, actually, no, I'll put it back to the objective list to end it quickly. I'm pretty sure that is the list. I think maybe with these swap round, I don't know. Don't think so. Anyway, so yep. Thank you so much for watching, everyone. And yeah, please like and subscribe if you enjoyed. And yeah, have a good one. See ya.